Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Nullified Take channel here on YouTube, where we've got the TNT takes for you on Survivor UK, baby. I'm your host, Maki, and tonight I'm joined by two very special guests. I'll start off with the lovely lady on my right. I've heard that you've been podcasting on the Amazing Race Australia. I've heard great things about you from Chris and Kahuna, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to meet this lovely lady. It is the great V! V, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I've been perfecting my UK accent. I'm just not ready to debut it yet.
Would you like some tea and butter?
Tea and butter?
Tea and butter?
You're right.
And watch some Harry Potter?
You're right.
That's
all I got.
But also joining me tonight, I have unfortunately, our friendship is starting to fall apart, but I will say he's a special guest nonetheless. He was originally the only person who backed me up on all my mucky takes. You know, Sneaky Steve being the greatest Australian Survivor player of all time, Rogue being one of the greatest players in Survivor history as well. All the way back to Australian Survivor Who is First Villains, we blossomed our friendship. We helped each other through auditions. And through many random FaceTime calls and voice messages, I can call him one of my good friends until he hated the recent Star Wars show. But it is the Mad Dog Tom. Tom, how are you?
Yeah, I'm living. Just watched a bit of Survivor UK, and it's a thing. That's what it is.
It is a thing.
It is a thing. Yes. Yeah.
I guess to kick things off, V. Apparently, I hadn't heard of it, but there was a UK Survivor that came out in the early 2000s. Have you seen that season?
No, I'm not surprised. I was kind of confused, and maybe you can clear this up for me. Is this, surely they couldn't do Survivor without the original executive sign-off, but when I looked in the credits, there's no link at all to the US Survivor, unlike in the Australian Survivor credits, which is the only other Survivor that I've watched consistently. I'm assuming it's sanctioned by Probst himself. Otherwise, we're dancing with the devil here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure really, because I don't think South African Survivor credits Probst or the US team either. I think it's kind of like its own separate production. Maybe they've had a payment and rights for the name or something. I'm not too sure. But so originally they did have a season in the early 2000s. I think they had 2 seasons and then it got cancelled. But now it's making a comeback. It's making a big comeback.
Well, according to Bandit Survivor, UK Survivor, or a UK, Welsh, I don't know. He's Irish, Scottish. He's one of those things, And he loves Survivor, okay? Anyway, he's mentioned in the past in one of his videos that the first 2 seasons were not great. So shout out to Bandit Survivor, great Survivor YouTuber. Yeah. And I'm hoping he's enjoying this season because let's be real, if there's any chance to get on Survivor, this show going well, unless he wants to move to America or Australia. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should kick things off. Tom, what did you think of these first 2 episodes?
Yeah, I thought it really. I'm not surprised. It felt like the UK doing Survivor. Let's say that much. Like all the songs being like popular music redone. Like there was "Sunshine of Your Love" by Cream at one point, and I was like, this doesn't feel very islandy at all. This feels like Love Island, all these like remixes of all these like popular songs. But other than the very weird music choices, I did enjoy it. I love listening to all the different British accents. That it's very satisfying. And overall, I thought it was fun, like Stone Age Survivor. Because it definitely wasn't like high tech or anything.
Yeah, it definitely had a very much like a OG Survivor type feel. Kind of felt like a new beginning almost, because, first of all, right off the back, there weren't any advantages in these first 2 episodes, whereas V, I'm not sure if you've been watching any of the recent American Survivor seasons, but it feels like every episode there's like 3 or 4 different advantages getting introduced. What was your thoughts roughly on these first 2 episodes?
Yeah, I actually got to the end of the second episode and I thought, are they not going to do idols at all? And then it was hinted in the next episode. So look, I don't mind the harking back to the sort of old school game. I have found a lot of trash for the editing on the internet, but I quite like the editing. I like the use of those sort of rock songs, the different kind of perspectives, the slow-mo, the ramping, all of that stuff. I like that there is more of an emphasis in the edit on the challenges rather than the discussions. And I know that is an unpopular opinion, but for me, I get a lot of joy from watching them succeed in the challenges or fail. And I was tending in the US version, starting to switch off a little bit with the constant strategy chat, especially in those early episodes when you didn't really know anyone and you were sort of like, oh, it doesn't matter who you vote out, just vote out someone, that's fine. You know, and it got more important as the season went on. So I walked away quite happy from these 2 episodes, and it sort of reignited my love for the game.
Oh, that's so cool to hear, because I also have been sort of slugging off the American Survivor quite a bit, to the point where I'm not even watching this recent season. Like, I'm honestly like, you know, I hate to make this, you know, sob story, but like, yeah, I'm done with American Survivor, because I feel like I never get to care about the contestants. Whereas what Australian Survivor does really well, and what UK is doing quite well for me at the moment, is that I've gotten to know the contestants, some of them on a personal level, and actually really care about some of the contestants. Like, I'm not sure about you two, but when the Orange Tribe won immunity, I was cheering for them, you know, because of their like constant loss and stuff, and we've gotten to know so many characters on there. Whereas with American Survivors, like every episode, it's like, oh yeah, there's that person and that person. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't care about anyone like ever, but no, there's a few characters I like. I mean, Peg Leg, what a legend. That was really bad.
Nice one.
Yeah, just thought of it myself. Can you believe it? No, I thought there was some great characters. Okay, so here's like a thing about me. I love UK, like British music, British film, like British comedy, British everything. So like, just having all like these like really British people just like on my screen, like in a show I actually care about, was very satisfying, and I loved what, in my opinion, was some pretty petty reasons to target certain people. I just found and the challenges were great. Like as you said, V, I think they chose some of my favorite Survivor challenges, and in the preview for episode 3 is another one of my favorite challenges. You know, they're hitting the nail on the head with for me at least with challenges. But yeah, no, I just think so far it's been a little basic, but I'm really excited for this merge. Like I think this will be a very interesting season merge wise. And I just want to give a shout out to Survivor 45, because Mucky, it's actually not that bad.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I've enjoyed it more than any other New Era one, I think, at this point.
Oh.
Well, last I heard that they're shoving idols into candles.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good though. That was a good.
That was
part.
good.
And candle singular, only one candle.
Because I've had a personal bad experience with candles. I almost burnt down my apartment with bloody candles. So I'm not.
Well, there's no apartments in Survivor, so you're safe.
True.
From doing that.
True.
Fire is tricky.
There is a conspiracy theory that once the cameras stop rolling, everyone just goes back to hotels, right?
Oh no, they do. And yeah, Ariana Grande's there to sing some songs every night, and they get like 5-course meals. And there's a 24/7 spa. It's a lovely time, actually.
Especially on Australian Survivor, right?
Probes.
According to Russell.
Yeah, no, that's all survivors, all of them. You know,
all of them.
It's all a sham.
Well, let's just finish up now then.
Yeah. All right. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. No. But let's start
Don't
off.
hit subscribe.
Tom
This
is
is the best it
sabotaging our channel.
I've gone rogue.
Yeah, Tom is sabotaging our channel, just like how Richard sabotaged the challenge, according to Nathan.
Huh?
Oh, it was, anyways, we'll move along. So let's start off in the first episode. So we're introduced to these two tribes. I haven't fully learnt their names yet, so I'm just going to call them Blue and Orange for now.
Lenina and
Lenina,
Calaton.
Calaton. I keep
Calaton.
thinking Carlton though, you know, like Carlton Drive.
I keep thinking Peloton.
Oh yeah, that works.
So which one is which? Is
Blues
Calaton
Lenina.
Blue?
Blues Lenina.
Lenina?
Wait, Mucky, I'm surprised you didn't pick it up because in camp life segments they literally have like Lenina in the bottom the entire time. I'm like, this is a Blue tribe. I don't even know their actual name. Okay, like I thought it was such a weird editing choice, like to have like Lenina the entire time and like it's over people's faces and stuff. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
This might surprise you, Tom, but I've been really vibing the sunglasses, so I've been wearing them like all day long. So,
so you can't see blue, can you?
I can't see a lot of text. No, straight up. It's like slightly small on my face. It's like really pushed up. So some words I just can't properly read, but I love the look of them. So we're rolling with the you know. But
you should wear those sunglasses near a park. I'm sure everything will go absolutely fine to you.
Tom. With the
We'll cut that bit out.
No, but with the opening challenge, you know, I found it quite weird where, you know, the Orange tribe initially was seen as this, you know, super dominant tribe because they had Nathan, who was originally described as the Hulk, and oh no, who can dare to match the Hulk, you know? But then the Blue tribe immediately smashes the challenge out of the park. I believe they were ahead of them in the water, and when they made the fire, you know, to drop their crowd supplies, like they won that, and they started this hot streak of challenges. V, what's been your thoughts on what's the tribe name again?
Lenina.
Lenina,
I think. I mean, it's too soon for me to have, well, especially in the first episode, it was too soon for me to really care who won, especially that first challenge. I was like, oh, either way, I don't know. Which is usually my attitude to the first episode of Survivor. It's like, oh, I don't know. And then I usually root for the underdog. So I was full on Team Orange towards the end. But I don't know what secret ingredient they had that made them smash out those first few challenges. I couldn't really think. Maybe it's Peg Leg, because he seems like a freaking beast. And I don't know. I couldn't really see who was really coming to the front as the sort of game changers for the challenges yet.
Yeah. I feel like apart from Nathan, who's been described as a Hulk, which he had a very impressive performance in the first immunity challenge as well, no one has really stepped up for the Blue tribe yet, Tom, you know, because I feel like each tribe kind of has that one person who's like the highlight of the challenges, right? Where like they always go to that person for the challenges, like challenge strategy and whatnot. We don't really have anyone for the Blue tribe.
They have Lee, the professional boxer, and
True.
he's a bit of a weapon. And let's not forget Doug, the flood risk
Mad Dog Doug
consultation person. It's crazy how I remember all this off the top of my head, right? Isn't it? Like they're
I didn't bring my cheat sheet.
Well, I feel like with Lee, he does more talking than anything in the challenges, you know? Especially in the first
Lee. He's great.
It was just trash talking the whole time.
The trash, I don't think I've seen trash talking quite like it in any other country. I haven't seen
it's the UK,
South Africa, but
I mean,
hectic.
Even in South Africa, there's not as much trash talking. Like I feel like with New Zealand and Australian Survivor, you would expect a lot of trash talking, but like not with complete strangers. You know, like the second day, the third day, and they're already like trash talking to each other. It's like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait for a swap or something. Like, how heated is it going to be? But Tom, I know that you're quite a stud. So do you think while doing the barrel challenges, you would have been flexing all your muscles same as all the other guys were during the challenge?
Well, I've been medically diagnosed that it's actually dangerous for me to flex too much. Like there's something with the blood pressure and the just medical stuff. So no, I wouldn't flex, but it wouldn't be because I don't want to. It'd be for medical reasons only. But no, I don't know what that was. I was making that up. Shocker, I know. No, I mean I think it's definitely interesting. Like just sort of flexing your assets, your skills, and all that, like to the other tribe, so they can just spend all their time thinking about how much they want to vote you out. I would just come across like a complete, like a bit like what's his face, like Lawrence Cardwell to be exact.
He does not have a cheat sheet. It's all off the top of his head, V.
Well, Lawrence and I, we go way back actually. No, so the entrepreneur, like the really I don't know why I'm telling you that. Like, that's not going to help you remember who he is. The really charming guy that the host was like, I think like making like rich person references to. He's on the Orange Tribe.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. I feel like that's the way to go. Like he's just very charming. A little bit of self-deprecating humor. I feel like if I was on the other tribe, I'd want to get. I do want to get to know him. I'm not on the other tribe, but so his strategy is working. So I feel like he is the right, like he's got the right vibe as opposed to Lee, which, funnily enough, is right below him on the cheat sheet that I'm not looking at.
How about you, V? How do you think you would have held up in this challenge?
Oh, well, anyone who watches the Amazing Race podcast knows that I hate to run. So if there's any sort of physical activity, you've already lost me. But I would probably be on the boat and then see them jump off and go, oh no, this was a mistake. I shouldn't be here. No. So we'll just but I love to watch people run as much as I don't like it. So I do think the oiling up and flexing was a bit gratuitous, especially since they're kind of saying, I'm a physical threat, everyone. Yeah. I'm a physical threat, everyone. So, yeah, there are a lot of heat seekers in both these tribes.
Yeah. I wonder how many of these people have either seen the show before, or if they have, if they're like that big of a fan. Tom, I see you're already shaking your head. What's your...
These people, I can't remember. There was a few moments. I really should have written it down, but that would require what's it? What's the word?
Effort.
I was thinking something else, but that'll do. That'll do for now. It takes too much effort to think of the actual word. No, so there were a few moments where I'm like, these people definitely have no idea like what they're doing. I feel like old mate, the host, which isn't on the cheat sheet, which is why I'm not saying his name.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I feel like there was a few times where like he'd say something that's about to happen, and like it's a very obvious Survivor thing. Oh, I thought of one. Yeah, like at the end of the first episode when the losing tribe got given their flint, I feel like a few people were genuinely like, "Oh my gosh, we get our flint! Yay!" I was like, "Well, yeah, that's what happens to Survivor, Like you get your flint after the first immunity challenge, the first tribal council." So yeah, like I feel like we're gonna get some sloppy gameplay. We're gonna get some great British one-liners. I'm hoping for some really dry humor. I didn't really like hear too many people being super witty in those first two episodes. So I'm hoping we just get someone who's an absolute like tool, but like in a good way, Like
well,
oh yeah.
There was one moment which did really make me laugh, and it was at the start of episode 2. We're sort of showing the camp life of the Orange Tribe, and the host is sort of having like a bit of monologue, talking about how everyone's getting along and stuff, and it just cuts to someone just standing like kind of opening the bush area as he's just about to take a leak. And I was like, what on earth?
It's a shame there wasn't a front angle of that. Hey,
Yeah, of course you would want to see a front angle of, of that.
I don't remember. I don't remember this part, so I must have not been like looking at the screen at that time.
It was very briefly for like a second or something.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like a quick cutaway almost. But
Oh, you sound like someone who took notes, nerd.
why? I never take notes. So no. But yeah, I feel like we definitely are going to get some quite sloppy, but also original gameplay. I know that one of the best players of Survivor South Africa, he wasn't that big of a fan. Before going on, he didn't have like a lot of knowledge, but he lied about advantages, which helped propel him forward because all the super fans were like, "What?" Like, there's like I think it was something where it's like he could see 3 people's votes or something like that, which obviously there's never been an advantage like that. But all the super fans and stuff believed him simply because how could he make something like that up? He's not a super fan of the show, where super fans tend to overthink these things quite a bit.
Because they're robots and NPCs.
Yes.
I'm like, oh no, this wasn't part of my calculations. Oh no, what am I? Malfunction, malfunction, and then they explode. I haven't watched that season,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing that's exactly what happened. Is that correct, Mucky?
Wait, of South African Survivor?
Yeah, did they explode after he threw a curve with them?
I mean, there was definitely a couple of explosions that season. It was Island of Secrets for those watching the podcast. There definitely was quite a few. There was almost a fist fight at one point as well.
I do love a
very heated.
theme. I love a theme. That's what America's not been doing lately.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Themes.
It's-
But,
I love a theme.
Have either of you watched $1 Million Island Australia?
Oh, here we go, Mucky plugging one of his other shows. Oh.
No.
Wake me up when it's over, okay?
No, but have either of you seen $1 Million Island?
No.
Have you?
No, I'm too busy watching Real Housewives.
Oh,
I
enough, fair enough.
thought V was gonna be like too busy watching real TV, but
No.
but then she said the opposite.
Pretty much.
Because something that an aspect I really loved about $1 Million Island was the fact that it was 100 people, first of all, but they're all just completely normal people. Like there wasn't any reality stars or anything like that. And quite often there was a lot of really sloppy gameplay, but it made for fantastic TV.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people would stuff themselves up, or they would. Like it's basically, it was kind of broken into 4 different camps, and if you'd won this wheel spin, like you got to choose who participated in a challenge, which there's only one winner. Everyone else, they go home. And a couple of times, people like full on betrayed their own camps because I thought it was strategically smart, but then they'll put themselves in as well, and then they would lose. So, yeah, I'm really excited for some unique, sloppy gameplay. But at the same time, I feel like we've gone back to some really original Survivor gameplay. Like, vote this person off because they're, quote unquote weak. They stuffed up the challenge. Vote this person off because they're kind of annoying. And I feel like we saw that, especially in the first episode, where it really came down to 3 people. So you had Richard, which I don't know, but you guys, I didn't think he was going to go home. But the one thing that made him such a target was because he threw it like that.
I have feelings. I have feelings
Right,
about that.
Share your feelings, V. Share them.
That was the wrong call. The wrong call. Our mate, Lalana, the one that dropped out first.
Leilani.
Okay, bless her. Number one, anytime I criticize any of these people, just know I could not do any of this. So we're coming at it from this angle. But she dropped her bundle at 20 kilos? I think they start off with 20 kilos per person.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Richard dropped his bundle with 40 kilos. I
Yeah.
think, if not more. So the only difference is that he dropped it at the worst possible time, ended the challenge. I just think he held on to more. Well, let's face it, he didn't drop it at 20. That was the wrong call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
How about you,
was
John?
furious.
Okay, so before I say anything about any particular contestant, what did you say at the start of your spiel, V? I'm trying to mirror it, but like in an opposite way. Yeah, I can do all these things and way better than you. So this is a personal
course you
attack
can.
on you.
Sure.
So
Sure.
yeah, so Leilani, I think they should have just like not even let her start the challenge. They should have been like, can we like just can one person be removed from each tribe for this challenge, because I literally can't even get like across to the starting. She couldn't get to the starting point. She had to like help her or what, like do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
I must be
like,
looking at my phone.
I recall they had to help her pull
Yeah.
the ring up, hey?
Yeah, I was like, oh, because usually this challenge I feel like is like, it's like a percentage of a body weight or something instead of like amount for everyone.
Yeah. No, they did the
anyway,
same amount for everyone, apparently.
Yeah, they did, but
yeah.
it's usually the other way around. But so I feel like that's like that didn't work out for Leilani. You know, it would have been like 3 kilos for her if it was a percentage of the body weight. Anyway, like I did note, like when Richard let go, it definitely wasn't like I can't hold on. It's like I'm over this. Like I'm like, come on, mate. Like all you gotta do is make it look a little bit realistic, and then but yeah, like I thought it was so funny. Like someone got voted that, he's got a bad attitude. He doesn't try hard enough in challenges, you know. And it's just like there's that. Then there's the other guy who's an absolute weapon. And wait.
What? What?
I am a Jedi. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Gosh.
Yeah, wait. No, anyway, the magic's gone. I'll use my force powers later on. Yeah, but anyway, then you've got the other guy, who was an absolute weapon. Let me remember his name for a second. Shy. Yeah. Jedi Force tricks there. Yeah, they wanted to vote him out because he was negative around camp. And then there's just like Leilani, who was absolutely useless, and like, oh yeah, we might vote out Leilani.
We'll keep her.
Okay, so she's not useless, just useless at challenges. You know, just a bit of I don't know.
One challenge or two.
Not
all challenges.
Did she compete? Did she compete in the wrestling?
No.
Ooh.
I don't think we saw that. No.
Yeah, there was one wrestling thing I missed because I was like, I was just looking at my phone at that time. But you know, it wasn't Nathan oiling himself up, so I wasn't interested. You know. Yeah. But speaking of Nathan, there was a shot of him where it actually looked like you know, when like you sketch, you sketching, you're drawing a person or something, and then like you botch a section, like it looks like his arms, like, you know, you're trying to draw the arms and you go, oh whoops, it's like and it's like an extra like 3 biceps.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
I saw that too. Yeah.
There was one shot where it honestly looked like that is not real. Like,
is Nathan animated? And like the
yeah.
whole cast is
his AI.
Yeah, I think the whole cast is just told to just look at this empty space and just be like, wow.
He's a tennis ball on a stick.
Yeah.
They were like,
had to wrestle a tennis ball in a stick and make it look.
Yeah,
it's just a really skinny guy in a motion capture suit trying to do all the stuff, but like, but imagine me bigger.
Yeah, he's wearing like those like zipped up like green suits, so they're gonna like green screen.
I'd love it if in one episode instead of Nathan, it's just like Shrek, and it's just like they got the wrong design on accident.
Yeah. That would get the punters in. I'd watch Shrek compete in Survivor, I have to admit.
Yeah, they really should make an animated Survivor where it's the whole like it's like there's Shrek, and you know he's trying to blindside, he's trying to
Donkey.
No, you gotta get someone from Mickey Mouse or
Mickey Mouse
Nemo's there, and they vote. Oh no, actually,
How-
I'm not going to say
how
that
do-
joke. Never mind. I was going to
How do you
say
think-
something. I'm not going to say that.
How do you think Nemo would have done in the barrel challenge?
I think it would have been great. He would have been. Wait, which one was the barrel challenge?
The one where you had to hold the ring and lift up the 20 kgs of the
Oh
barrel.
yeah, no, he would
Oh,
have had
yeah.
to sit that one out.
Yeah. Well, if he was on the opposite tribe to Leilani, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
You know, they're roughly the same strength.
Oh my gosh.
That's
But,
allowed, right? I mean, comparing a fully grown woman to a fish
a fish with a
with one arm.
yeah, with one fin, yeah.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
another
yeah,
franchise I've not seen.
You ever
Is the-
seen
Finding
Finding
Nemo?
Nemo?
I haven't.
Wow.
I know
What?
enough about it because I exist on this planet, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
How have you not seen Finding Nemo?
I don't know.
Oh my
I've
Wow.
been
gosh.
watching other things like
All right,
Real
so-
Housewives
We'll be
and
watching other things.
Survivor.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So Mucky, who's your least favorite person in this chat now? Hasn't watched Finding Nemo.
well, unfortunately, Tom, this is our first time like actually talking face to face. But you're invited to my wedding with Shin Hati. But Tom, I feel like if you were to come to the wedding, you'd just be shit talking the whole time.
I'd must be drinking the whole time. Like, are you supplying a bar tab?
I mean, I don't know.
You would have
Is
thoughts
there-
on the bride. You'd sit and judge the bride's dress as it walked past. I know you would.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
see it?
we'll start the ceremony, and Tom
She-
would just
The
pretend I
dress.
object.
As it, you said, as it walks by. Dresses don't walk by.
As
People
it-
walk by. You know, she said it. I'm sorry. At least I acknowledge Shin, whatever her name is, as a
Shin
female.
Hati.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So this is not a real wedding. I missed the name. Oh, well then.
What did you just say,
whatevs.
V? Oh, it is a
Is
real
this-
wedding. She's a fictional character, but it will
Yeah,
happen.
right.
But hang on,
Sure,
Mucky.
sure.
Mucky, that's even worse. She thought your partner was real, and she was still calling your partner an it. I'm just saying that's not on. Unless you're marrying it from Pennywise from it.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Who knows
Oh.
what you'll marry?
Honestly, who knows what Mucky will marry? That's a genuine question. Maybe Sneaky Steve.
I mean, that would be a dream come true. Come on, like
Yeah, he'd
getting
be
married to Sneaky Steve.
He'd
It
be
would be a
good to you.
sneaky wedding.
And the list gets longer.
Yeah, but anyways,
So what-
let's
Wait. The list of people Mucky wants to marry, or the list of crimes he's committed.
Either way. Maybe they
either,
intertwine.
but let's stick with the list of people who are going to marry me, Tom. You know, we don't need to go into the wrong end, the crimes I've been committing tonight.
Mm.
So anyways, Richard,
What show are we
unfortunately,
doing? What are we talking about? Oh, Survivor
yeah,
UK. Sorry.
Survivor
Correct.
UK apparently. But
Lost track.
Richard unfortunately does get voted out pretty much unanimously. I think it's
That's
Jess.
stupid.
Yeah, Jess votes for Shy, and Richard votes for Leilani, and he has a whole thing at the very end that he calls his tribe stupid because, like they're much more weaker people than him.
Yeah,
And-
That's right.
Yeah. Oh,
And
he's
at
not
first-
right about that. Is it okay,
But-
dude? You're average. Like, just calm down.
Yeah, I had mixed feelings about it because I've seen a lot of these type of exits before where people think that they're like the greatest like challenge person on their tribe when they're very obviously not. I think it was Edge of Extinction season 38. There's a guy called Keith who did really badly in all the challenges. And we got voted out. He's like, well. So you think you're going to start winning some challenges now? It's like you're one of the problems. But I was going to say I really felt bad here for Richard. Like a show I've been watching at the moment is Traitors, which is where
Mm.
there's like a banishment and everything. But if you even get a tiny bit of suspicion on you, like I think one guy in New Zealand, like he just sat back in his chair people were like, yes, he's a traitor, and that's legitimately the only reason why he got banished. And I feel like it was the same for Richard. There was just one small thing they just made a mistake on, and that was enough to get him sent time.
Well, Mucky, that's
It
the
was-
same. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. You go.
Oh, I was gonna say, Mucky, it's the same as Australian traders where Guyton Grantley, because he's an actor, he must be the traitor. It just makes perfect sense. He can play a character, and then there's like, oh, that's literally why he got voted out. This is like people are stupid. That's what you got to realize when you watch reality TV. Sadly.
Well, I think with these early episodes as well, if there's a sacrificial lamb and easy boot, everyone wants to jump on it because everyone's afraid to go home. So as soon as there's any sort of rumor of like, oh, we're going Richard, everyone's like, yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. He did drop the barrels. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, at least he tried. And it did look like, on first thought, it looked like he let it go. But when he said it was starting to slip before that, I wondered if it was a little bit of editing that made it look like he just went. Because that would have been hard, and he was suddenly given this weight, and it might have just gone, blah, 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 it's gone.
Yeah.
It also didn't help that he said, "Oh no, I won't be able to do it." You know, like before they gave him the weight, he already had like a negative like attitude towards picking up another one. But yeah, all I know is like they had 3 people that they could have easily dumped on. Like there were 3 people three names that were being thrown around, and I feel like I think it was good editing in the sense that I genuinely didn't think Richard would be voted out, mainly because like Leilani was kind of the clear option, but also like I felt even though Shy was probably the most beneficial to the tribe out of the 3, I still felt like Nathan was Richard. The same, they're all the same. Richard was the safest out of the 3 in the hot seat, even though Shy was probably the least deserving of getting voted out. Because he was a bit negative. You know, you're on an island starving. You know, that's you should be negative.
Yeah, he was a bit bossy, a bit of a heat seeker, but that may come in handy later on. You know, like plus Richard would have come in handy later on.
Yeah.
So
plus, when you have like Nathan as well, you know, he's tall. Like even as a Jose, he's got abs on his back. You know, he's telling you it's Richard. You know, like I mean, I personally don't swing that way, but I'll definitely look into his dreamy eyes and be like, "Yes, master," and just and just do whatever he said.
Simp.
Yeah, I'm a simp. But let's move along to episode 2, which I feel like out of the 2 episodes, this one was probably the most interesting, especially when we got to Tribal, where there was a very clear line of 2 alliances. So on one side, hang on, I wrote it down. We have, so we've got Doug, Christopher, Rach, and Ashlyn Wren as kind of like a 5. And then you have Pigleg, Sabrina, Lee, and there's one other person. Who is it?
Was it Sabrina or Doug or Christopher
No.
or Hannah?
Hannah. There we go. It was Hannah. I couldn't find their name on my notes.
The semi-professional footballer. Not that.
Really?
Yeah. Hannah Baptiste. I need to get glasses. I can't see. Like it's like right here. That's a bit concerning, is it?
No, you're fine, bro. You're fine.
I'm all good. Yeah. Oh, also, I just realized something. Sorry, this is like a really important part about the episode. So,
Okay.
do you guys remember when Rachel was having the confessional, the intro package about how she's like a grandma who like runs long distances?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was so confused because I saw that, and then later in the episode, I'm seeing like Rach from the Blue Tribe that's like 23 years old. I'm like, hang on. Not gonna judge, but I think you're a bit too young to be a grandma. Like mathematically, I didn't know there were 2 Rachels in the season, and I just noticed then there's 2 of them, and the other one's 40. The other one's 40, which that seems doable grandma wise in terms of yeah.
See,
I
I thought that was Sabrina who had that package, had the
No.
grandma package. What's her thing?
Sabrina was also the marathon one.
oh
Oh,
Like,
right.
where she, or she like
Yeah.
runs long distances or something.
no, but I thought they were
Yeah.
the same one. It's the grandma long distance. I thought that was Rachel from
I
the.
think
I thought it
that
was. I thought it
Rachel.
was. Yeah, no, I
But-
must have been looking at my phone.
Yeah, but the whole time I was so confused. I'm like, how is Rachel a long distance grandma at 23?
Long distance grandma.
long distance.
I couldn't
She
be
just calls her
stuffed down
grandkids over the phone.
Yeah, and then she runs somewhere. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered saying all the words. That's too much effort,
Yeah.
guys.
Too much
Yeah.
effort. Too
Yeah.
much effort.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
that's my revelation.
Yeah, two of them, twins. Not.
Yeah.
Well, not but two of them.
They're both blonde. Yeah.
But we've already kind of talked about it. We had the slip and slide reward challenge, and this challenge was definitely a ab workout challenge. It's like, as I like to think of it, because all the guys spent so much time, just flexing all of their abs, all their biceps, putting all this lovely jubbly oil. Yeah, what was your thoughts on this challenge, V?
Well, they took a wrong turn at Love Island and ended up on Survivor. That was the problem. They were like, oh. And I've been wanting to say that line the whole time I've been here. So I finally got it in. But I know. Thank you. Visually, I love that challenge. I thought the editing was really epic. And I was like, oh, this is so cheesy. I'm so here for it. Like the zoom, the slow-mo. I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing, but I love it. And I thought that was going to go Orange's way for a long time. And but I do like those one-on-one challenges. I think it's another opportunity to get to know some of the players and how they operate and see which ones don't take part as well, which I wish I'd paid a bit more attention to. But yeah, I thought that was terrific.
Yeah, I too visually really loved this challenge.
I visually loved it too.
I just really just visual. Oh, I really visually.
This is going to get filthy real quick.
I'm wearing a head. I'm wearing electrocution. Kids, don't do it.
Yeah, no.
My head, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but I completely agree with you, V. I always love watching the one-on-one challenges, and I feel like it's something Australian Survivor does very well. So that they always do these one-on-one challenges, but they make a story out of it, right? Or they use the challenges to hype up other players. Like Doug, for example, we get introduced to Doug in this challenge when he's like going up against Nathan, and they really do set up this David versus Goliath story. And Doug, he pulls it out. And I was kind of sad that Orange lost. I was happy for Doug that he won because they really, set him up as his grand underdog. Tom, what's your thoughts on the challenge?
I'm sad Pegleg didn't compete.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that.
I don't know if that thing is, well, it would be detachable, I'm guessing. But you could have slid down and just used it as like a club. Just knock the other person out and just hop on over to his spot, with the goods, 1 point to Pegleg. I think that would have been great TV.
He would have done it too, I reckon.
I reckon he would. He'd be like, oh, and it would have been great if he went up against Nathan as well. Like, get that into you. Just hops on over.
Well, it would have been really sad if that was the final challenge because you could have had Nathan, being the hero for his tribe. But if he tackles a guy with one leg to the ground, it looks like a complete ass to the whole world. But there was one matchup. I forgot who the names of these players was because I will admit I was kind of looking at my phone and all the eye candy wasn't there. But I did notice that we had a guy and a girl go up against each other at one point. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I'm assuming that it was a weight matching, so I don't know whether to be offended for the girl or offended for the guy. but
Yeah.
Which two were it?
they're all pure muscle anyway.
Like I'm not sure who it was exactly, but
think
yeah.
was
I mean,
looking for two.
I mean, I'm a bit mixed feelings about it, right? Because we had a challenge, just one where one person's wrapped around a pole and you've got 3 tribe members who have to try and like drag them off. And then Survivor New Zealand season 2, they were doing this challenge, but they had a mix like of guys and girls, and they actually one tribe actually forfeited the challenge because obviously they had the girls wrapped around the poles and all the guys did all the wrestling and stuff. But then it just became like the guys were like dragging the girls along the mud and everything, and they're like, "Nah, this is a bit wrong. Like it's not right." So they just forfeited the challenge, and yeah, it's something that I've never actually really thought about before. Really, like I guess if it comes down to like weight or like say muscle, should they be able to do stuff like this? V, what's your thoughts?
I mean, like, whatever, but it is a bit of a minefield, really.
Yeah.
And it, I can't even remember who actually won. I think it was the dude that won. But I think women also, I don't know. Like you'd say, it's a fair matchup, but it is a minefield. That's probably not really fair on the contestants to put them in that sort of position to have to think about the optics of what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Tom? What's your thoughts?
Well, it just reminds me of when I was younger playing rugby union, and every blue moon you'd go up against a team with a girl in it, and you'd be like, no one wanted to like touch her or anything. I was like, oh, I need to get her like right, it's like from like the belly button area. I need to tackle her there, and like that's the only place I can tackle her. So the girls would just be running through the line, just scoring tries left, right, and center, and that's the same vibe. Like if I was doing that challenge with the like the girl wrapped around the pole, I'd be like, just excuse me, just let me just gonna grab you on the shoulder here, just that's how I'd do it. But to be fair, like if I was doing that challenge with a guy as well, I'd probably also be like I'm not really. I'm not the kind of person who just like grabs someone and just let me pick you up and just on the shoulder and just I mean I'm obviously like muscular and strong enough to do that, but it's just like none of my personality, so that's why I don't do it.
Well, yeah. Anyways, the Blue Tribe wins the challenge once again. Like it came down really close. I think it was like 1 point difference or something like that in the challenge as well. So it really felt for the orange team. And then we head into the immunity challenge, which this is one of my like all-time favorites as well. It's where they have to build the tower of logs, but they have to like swim out on the rafts. They go on the raft, they paddle out, but then like 2 at a time, they have to like grab like these crates of logs and bring it back to the raft. And it's quite a close finish as well. We do see orange, they pull ahead towards the end, but once the Blue Tribe hits the sand, it's pretty much neck and neck at that point. Tom, as someone who knows how to handle logs, what did you think of this challenge?
I don't know if that's gonna get cut from the edit, but
I mean, because you're a lumberjack, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's one of my side jobs. Well, first of all, let me just say, like, first you have terrible taste in Star Wars TV shows, now you have terrible taste in Survivor challenges. I mean, it's not a bad challenge, but it's not like one of the best ones, But yeah, I had no thoughts on this challenge. In fact, I didn't even know that it was timed until they said 5, 4, 3. I was like, oh, okay, oh, cool, okay. And then I remember you saying, I don't know if you said it before we started filming or after, but like you were so happy when Orange Tribe won. I felt nothing. I was just cold inside. I guess I was a little bit happy that like it wasn't going to be like one team winning the whole way, because it's obviously really boring to watch. But yeah, no, it was a bit of a snooze fest of a challenge for me. But yeah.
Fair enough. How about you, V? What's your thoughts on this challenge?
I was slightly less bored, so there's that for a start. I loved it. I love those challenges where there's something for everyone. There's something for your strong swimmers, for your strongmen, for your intelligent people, and strategizing. And this challenge was one where, you know, everyone got to play a part, for better or worse, as we found out at the tribal. And yeah, I was stoked that the underdogs took it home, and I just thought it was really interesting to see true colors of some, well, lack of resilience of some players coming out when it came to being faced with those knots.
Yeah, no, there were some people who just really could not go underwater and untie the knots. Like, for example, I'm someone where I can easily hold my breath underwater, but I've got giant hands, right? You know, I'm 6'4", I'm a giant. So like sometimes even with shoelaces, I struggle with shoelaces. Like, I don't know why. I just can't untie knots for some reason.
They're tricky.
Yeah, especially shoelaces. Like, oh my gosh. No, but we do see Orange finally pull out a win here, and I was super stoked for them. And we head back to the Blue Tribes beach, and immediately we get much more interesting dynamics than the Orange tribe. You know, we've got these two different alliances, and Doug is the swing vote in the middle. And we do see Sabrina and her alliance target Ashley because she's got a injured hand from the barrel challenge. What was your guys' thoughts on, like, did you think Ashley was going to go home? Did you think Sabrina was going to go home?
I was confused. Like, she was worried about swimming because of, like, I'm guessing she had a cut. Like, I don't, because they didn't actually show the injury, did they? They was like, oh, go to medical. Like, it's, I don't know. Are they filming in, like, I don't know, Samoa, Fiji? I don't know, like a really nice tropical island. Like, she's not swimming in the Brisbane River. She's not going to get like a million diseases. Like, from like, for anyone who doesn't know, the Brisbane River is just a big brown streak in the middle of my city. So you would definitely get all the infections plus more if you swam in there with a cut. But yeah, like, I don't know it's salt water. What's she worried about? Like, yeah. So I can understand her not doing like certain challenges where her hand is very heavily used, especially like that part which is where I'm guessing the cut is. But what, just swimming? Yeah. I wouldn't. She only can afford to sit out so many times before her tribe has like had enough of it and just like get rid of it and axe her. So she needs to use her sit out sparingly, so she doesn't seem that weak of a player. Yeah, so I thought it was a bit of a waste. Also, at the end of the challenge, like not everyone was being used at the very end of the challenge because you only can have so many people, like up around the tower at once. So she could have been one of the people sitting back doing nothing, and she wouldn't have been like looked down upon, as opposed to, you know, the person sitting out who was also doing nothing, but you know they opted to do nothing at the start of the challenge instead. Yeah. So I feel like she shouldn't have set out that challenge.
Well, I think the rowing would have been painful as hell for her. So that could have been when she saw the row. I think it's an opportunity to have the attitude of, yes, I'm injured, but I'll do whatever anyway, which is always a very popular attitude. But she was sort of like, I'm done, guys. I'm just going to sit out. So, you know, oops. But I think Sabrina definitely deserved the heat that was on her. Again, for silly reasons, because she was bossy and people really don't like that. And then she put the nail in her coffin by taking one for the team and swimming back and not letting her ego get in the way. But really, how successful was she being, you know? So
yeah,
I think that was a good choice.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, V. Especially because sometimes the salt water, they can, like, if it gets inside of a cut, it stings like crazy as well, right? And so I really felt for Ashley here, and I really did think we're going to get another Richard type boot where it's like just this one small mistake well, it wasn't even a mistake. Like she just got cut doing the barrel challenge, right? It's just one small thing sends her home. But Ashley and her side were targeting Sabrina, mostly because they just found her quite annoying. I'm not sure about you guys, but I actually really enjoyed Sabrina in these first 2 episodes. How about you, Tom? Did you like Sabrina?
The only thing I remember about her was when she, in the first episode, when she finished, like when she couldn't do the barrel thing anymore, she sat out and was just being annoying and shouting. Like I've always, because I know you got to do it, otherwise you don't seem like a team player. But I don't get the whole like, come on guys, you can do it. You can like every time like I watch with my dad like a challenge, like we'll never forget in Blood vs Water Australia, there was someone who always would go, just breathe. Like I would just turn, stop what I'm doing and be like, yeah, I forgot to do that. Thanks for reminding me. Like what's stupid advice? Just breathe. Like that's useless. So like those people who go, oh, you can do it, great work. It's like, I just like so like don't that's a rule of thumb. Like maybe cheer once every like 2 minutes, like 3 minutes. Don't just like cheer nonstop the entire time because people want to vote you out. But I wanna bring up Rach because she also got 2 votes to that tribal. I found it really funny because it was so it was her and Sabrina who botched the time.
Yeah, they couldn't seal the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I can't remember if it was like Lee or it was one of the dudes who was saying like, oh yeah, like like you put your hand up to do something and you fail, and then Rachel's like, well, I didn't put my hand up. It was like I volunteered, but I said only because if someone else wants to do it, and like you put your hand up, like she just. Yeah. I wouldn't have been surprised if she got voted out like after that. Like she just like dug herself a hole in that moment because like. So no, I didn't put my hand up. I simply I said I'd do it because like I'd just be like, yeah, good one, good. Keep talking, come on, keep going. Just hopeless.
Yeah, I also found it really funny where she's clearly got something in her eye and it's like really painful, and Pigleg's just standing there. It's just like, oh, Rach, what a moaner, what a complainer. She comes all the way out here and all she does is just moan. And something that I loved too was we have this whole setup about, it's either Ashley or it's Sabrina, right? You got 2 alliance factions, and Pigleg has got a very important vote. And just right before tribal goes, I'm going to go after Rach because she's a moaner. Just because she's a moaner.
So he said like, this isn't the beach of Ibiza,
Yeah.
Classic Pigleg, I hope
classic Pigleg. What a legend! I love Pigleg so far. But
he's a surf school owner. Sorry.
Wow! Did you know that off the top of your head again?
Yeah, and I also knew that he was 54 years old.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, so that's younger than I thought.
He could be one of the oldest. He could be one of the oldest survivor winners. I think he'd be the second oldest behind Bob Crowley. I don't know. Oh no,
what a shame. Yeah. Good to say, bro. Know your own country.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was older than 50. I thought he was in his 60s or 70s, but that's how close I've been paying attention. Maybe not. I don't.
If someone was playing Survivor in their 70s with a peg leg, that's impressive.
Well,
what a legendary winner.
What's his There's been heaps of people in their 70s, hasn't there?
With a peg leg? Like, it's
no.
Being in your 70s is enough adversity in Survivor, I mean, for heaven's sake, Joe in season 32, he had to get medically evacuated because he was constipated. He got enough talent.
Oh, yeah.
That was harsh. I recall when I watched that live, I was like, wait, what's going on? And yes, they just took him off, and it took me a while to actually realize, oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like really bad. It was like 10 days or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Too much beef.
Yeah, quite literally too much beef. But we get to the vote, and I was shocked. I was really shocked. And it was at this point in time I realized that these people clearly have not watched Survivor before, because one side of the alliance just completely splits their votes between Rachel and Ashley. And unfortunately, I guess fortunately for that alliance, they stuck together and they got rid of Sabrina. And we do see Doug, who was the swing vote between the two, side with Ashley's side. V, do you think that this was a good move by him?
I don't know yet. I feel like he's sort of straddling and playing the fence a little bit. I don't know about that. I feel like it's too soon for me to get a really strong sense of alliances, because I think they talk about alliances, but even they don't really know. I think everyone likes to throw out the alliance term early to feel safe, but I don't think they really know what they're talking about yet.
Yeah. How about you, Tom? What did you think of Doug siding with Ashley's alliance over Sabrina's?
Once again, I was not aware of who voted for who. All I knew is Pegleg was voting for Rachel because of Ibiza, really. But good on you, Doug. I'd expect as much from a 32-year-old flood risk consultant. It's so like them. Not to generalize, I don't want to, generalize this minority group of 32-year-old flood risk consultants from Mull, Scotland. I was going to say Hull. I'm like, oh, isn't Hull like in England, not in Scotland? It's a place called Mull, apparently. Oh, I have to visit.
Right, sure.
Have to visit. Have a drink with Doug sometime. Doug Spinbanks, to be exact. Just off the top of my head.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do we think that we're going to get a Simon and George storyline, except with Pegleg and Rach?
Oh, I'd love that. Anything to do with Pegleg, sign me up.
Yeah.
Pegleg will stay a little bit longer. I think Rach is gone. Like soon. Like she won't last too long.
Is Pegleg the George of the season?
No, I think he's
last one, everyone.
I think he's dangerous. I think he's the lovable scamp that they'll get to the final sort of 5 or 6 and go, he's going to win this whole thing if he's anywhere near this final tribal. That's what I think.
Yeah, if he makes it to the merge, I feel like he'll have an easy ticket to midway through merge, and then they'll clock on to the fact that he's probably got a good chance of winning.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do think, I was sort of having a rough think, who's going far based on the edit, right? Because we've seen quite a lot of some people, but not a lot of other people, right? But I feel like the people like Nathan, like Pegleg, Ashley, like Sabrina, we got to know them really well, whereas there are quite a few others who we're not so sure about. And I think Pegleg is definitely in it for the long run. I think he definitely makes merge, but I agree with you guys. I think eventually people will look at Pegleg and be like, you're just going to win, mate. Quite similar to what happened to Luke in Champions versus Contenders, where, people just started to see, no, you're too likable. We just have to turn on you. But that's basically the end of the first 2 episodes. Anything either of you want to touch base on about the 2 episodes?
Sorry. I was gonna say something funny about like how like some of the people like how Ren was is so under edited and like no one knows anything about her. Like it just says she's from like London and it doesn't have like a city. And then I realized, and then underneath Shai is also from London, and Tanika also from London. Of course Nathan's from Manchester. So that's such a Nathan thing. Yeah.
Classic Nathan.
Are you just saying stuff to say stuff now, Tom?
No. Special shout out to Sabrina, who is from.
Oh my god.
Gloucestershire?
Gloucester?
Bandit Survivor in the chat, help us out, you
Gloucester, isn't it?
It's got
I'll say this. I like the host. I love our mate who's the host. I can't remember his name. England.
You're
Probably not even. UK somewhere.
generalizing.
I think he's terrific. I don't know anything about him. He's very cute. He obviously loves what he's doing. He's got a lot of energy. You know, I'm here for him. He didn't annoy me once.
I feel like there's a lot of Matchism energy, which Matchism, he was the Survivor New Zealand host, and he does a lot of really cool film and media events here in New Zealand, where he just really banters with all the contestants, if you know what I mean. And he makes a lot of comments and a lot of jokes and stuff like that with everyone. And that's something I love seeing. It's what really separates me from Jonathan Lapathe and Jeff Probst, for example, as well, where JLP, he really gets in with the banter. He really, you know, invests himself in storylines. Like, you know, I recall when there was one challenge where it was George against Simon or something like that. And like, he was like really like, you know, amping it up because he's also invested in this rivalry. It was Sneaky Steve, you know, Mad Dog Sneaky Steve, where they kept putting him up against Sean. Like, even JLP was really vibing it. He's like, yeah, let's go Sneaky, you know? And yeah, so I feel like that's something that the host is doing really well.
There was one thing he said, like, it was the very first thing he said, I'm pretty sure. Like, he got onto the boat in the very first episode, and he was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever done. I'm like, mate, if the coolest thing you've ever done is get on a boat, like, rethink your life. Even I've one-upped him a few times in my life.
Even when they're doing the challenge where they have to put everything into the raft and go ashore, like, he just grabs a banana and just starts eating it.
Oh,
yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. And then
Funnily enough, that cracked up my 5-year-old. He was like, banana! I was like, that's what you took away from this show? Okay.
I mean, I also have that type of humor as well. It's like, he's eating a banana! Oh my god. But yeah, I laugh at a lot of things. So yeah, but that does bring us to the end of the first 2 episodes recap of Survivor UK. V and Tom, I just want to say thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. Are you both like, would you guys rate this as, you know, for the first 2 episodes 10 out of 10, or how would you sort of rate it so far?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I sort of thought I'd been there, done that with Survivor a little bit. So I felt, but I'm really easy to impress. So, you know, but, you know, I think, I don't know if I could give it a number. I give it a solid enjoyment. Was great. Maybe a 7 out of 10 of like, yeah, good job.
Yeah. How about you, Tom?
Yep.
6.
Oh,
6 out of 10?
Out of 13.
Out of 13. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is Halloween month, right? Well, it's technically 1st of October, but you know, we're still in the Halloween vibe. So, you know, if Friday 13th is that final number, just like the Ahsoka show, I'm going to give it a 13 out of 13.
Nice.
So much is wrong with you.
But that does bring us to the very end of this recap. If you are new to the channel, please hit the cheeky subscribe button down below and give it a like. And drop in your thoughts in the comments. We love to hear what your thoughts and opinions on the show are. Any questions any of you guys might have. Thank you so much for coming along. And we'll see you in next week's recap. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.